Where do I draw the line, my wife's faith or my children's life? I 24M and my wife 22F. This is really hard for me to write since I have no idea how I am feeling. I'm 24M and my wife is 22F. We now have some issues that have arisen, mainly on my end. Before I continue, please be open-minded when you read this. I married my wife when she was a Jehovah's Witness. I'll be honest, at that time I didn't even know what that was. I've heard of them, but I thought they were some kind of crazy cult people. Well, they kind of are actually. Scratch that, they are. Anyways, I was the reason my wife got disfellowed, which practically means kicked out. Her family cut contact with her. She was not my girlfriend yet, but we liked each other. One thing led to another. She got pregnant. By the way, she was 18, and I was 20, young, I know, stupid brain. At this time, we moved in together. Her family had no contact, and only my family was supporting her. Her family would reach out and say mean things, like I would leave her and make her a single parent. But time passed, and we had my daughter. A couple of months after that, my wife wanted to get married. I loved her, and I decided to pull the trigger and get married. I learned my wife was interested in getting back with her religion. Now, I'm not religious in any way. Obviously, I was like, why would you want to go back? Your family abandoned you. But she wanted contact with her family because she felt alone and hurt. I was hurt myself that she was feeling this way, but I let her join because, to me, I believe you're allowed to do what you want. If you wish to be religious, then go ahead. We've been married for 3 years. I did make a rule that I didn't want my daughter practicing that religion, that I wanted her to make her own choice. But my wife and her family influence it regardless of my wishes, and I've stated this multiple times. But this isn't the reason why I wrote this. Recently, my child had to get surgery, just their tonsils. The doctor spoke to me and my wife about the process. Once the doctor finished, he said, "There can be bleeding, and if so, would you want to give blood?" I said yes, my wife said no. We looked at each other. The doctor said, "Do you want your daughter to die by bleeding out?" My wife's response was, "I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and I'd rather you use the 4 components of blood as a substitute." Stunned by this, and I told the doctor if blood was needed, I'd gladly give mine. The doctor seemed confused and said, "Okay," and left. Now, I knew about this already. It wasn't brand new to me about blood. I brushed it off, but it hit harder when it was my own daughter, and I genuinely got scared. Now, this is the first time she did this. A year ago, I fractured my femur pretty bad in 8-month recovery. At the hospital, when I was taken by an ambulance, I passed out. When I woke up, I saw my wife. My doctor came by and asked me that if there was a complication with the surgery, was I okay to get blood? My wife interjected and said no on my behalf, and she said the same thing. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I told the doctor I wanted blood if it was possible and not to listen to my wife, and I signed off on it. That scared me. I could possibly die due to her beliefs being pushed onto me in the hospital, and it scared me more when it was my daughter. I don't know what to do. I truly love my wife. She's smart, funny, and beautiful, but I don't know if I can do this marriage. We're having another child, and I'm happy about having another baby, but I'm afraid if I leave that she will push her religious teachings on my children. My wife, her family, and friends tell my daughter, "No, birthdays are bad, holidays are bad, etc." And I get angry and tell them to stop. I feel so bad for my daughter and my next child to deal with this. My wife tells me about her life, she was raised in it, and it sounds like she was in a cage her whole life, and I don't want that for my kids.